All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Good morning, good morning. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely early morning in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I'm about to bring a short message of hope. And the short message of hope shall give many hope that there is a tomorrow. And what I mean by that, you think about the things in which is going on and taking place in the world today, and it's look like we only can see and discern and speak on the things that's wicked and evils that's taking place. But you have to understand what we are speaking on that is truth, and it is spirit and truth. Then we must speak therein and on. I think about the end days, okay, and how the days of Noah, and let's go to the day of Lot. Days that are times that the Most High came in and He totally destroyed. We have to think now, if you really believe back in them days that the message that was out was giving people this ideal that everything is good. What they doing is good, what they saying is good, how they teaching, how they walking, how they talking, everything is all good. But yet, the Creator is about to destroy everything. I think about in the days of Noah. You all do your search and see how many years it was, or it took for him to build the ark, and how he did go into the towns to warn the people. Do you think that he was warning them about good things that they could do while they continue living in chaos or in the mind frame that they have? Or was he talking about revealing to them the things that they were doing that has caused the Creator to bring this destruction of ending everything on them? Even when Noah ministered to the people, it didn't help any. Because if you really pay attention, you'll see not one poured up to the ark. Not one. That leads you to understand that when it says something in Genesis 6 about the mindsets of the people, this is how it is today. And when Yeshua said it will be like the days of Noah, then we have to go back and see really what was those days like. But what people don't want to do is this. They are rejecting, they are rejecting what Yeshua said. They are denial. They do not go nowhere near the day of Noah. They'll preach and they'll teach the day that Yeshua said it will be like the days of Noah, but they stop right there. They even might use where it says they were marrying and giving in marriage and planting and building and selling or feasting and all these things. They would go into those verses that Yeshua spoke about. You know why? Because in those verses you can get lost. You get terribly lost. And when Yeshua, it is said that Yeshua said in those days of Noah, when they were blank, 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 that ain't even the tip of it, child. That ain't even the tip it was deeper than that. And the strange thing about that, as I look, this is how the Spirit deals with me. As I look in these verses in Matthew, John, Mark, and Luke, and I see in red that Yeshua said it will be like the days of Noah. I'm like, wait a minute. Why can't we touch what was those days like? Not so much of what they were doing, but what they had in their hearts. Can we go there? And this is what caused people to escape today, trying or to understand, and they're not going to, because if the Ruach, which is the true teacher, don't let you see what I'm saying as you read it, you ain't gonna stand a chance. You ain't gonna stand a chance. And when you go to Genesis chapter 6 and you go to verse 5, it says, and Yah saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thought of his heart was only wicked and evil continually. So when Yeshua came on the scene, he talked about it's going to be like the days of Noah. And what we as individuals, we are really individuals, even though everybody want to make it like we are all one. We are all Hebrew Israelites, or we are the tribe of Judah. We are the house of Israel. We speak that, child, but there's no truth in what they're saying. There's no truth in it. The reason why I say it's no truth in it, because even though we can say we're all black people, the truth of the matter, we're all black people, but we are different nations. You see? But we can continue to act as if Africa is the people in America, like the African Americans like the Africans, and Africans is like them African. No, we're not. And that's the lie that gets melanated people lost, and they're going to remain lost. We are ugly people, whether we in Africa or whether we here in the United States. Africa, all they have to do is go to Ham. I know nobody wants to go to the places that tells you a little bit more, that really give you some insight of history. They want the books that the heathens and the Gentile has printed up for them to read. They don't understand Yah did not print those books up, but Yah has a finger that is inspired in the books, but that is not the word. Those are books where he said study. That's the purpose of study, to show yourself. He didn't say study to show nobody. But what they did is they studied, and within themselves, they learned their own self about what they wanted to learn, and they shot out teaching everybody, never waiting for the true teacher, which was the Holy Spirit. Nobody waits for the Holy Spirit. They just go out teaching, preaching, and giving people what they have studied. But the Holy Spirit is the true teacher. It's going to teach you all things. It's going to reveal things to you. What are you doing revealing things to me if this book is revealing everything? And this book is the word. It's because this book is not the word. But the Ruach in you is the word. It come to teach you what is and what is not. How to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Okay? But people don't want to do it that way. They need an idol God. They need someone to lead, rule, teach them, guide them, show them, and not understanding. When you go back to Genesis, the days of Noah, all of their imagination was evil and wicked continually. So this is what he's saying is happening today. This is continually. So you're not going to really get any positive stuff coming out today. But I come to bring you some good news. And the good news is that he's coming for what is his. No one knows the day nor the hour. But the things around us and how things are going on in this world today pretty much tell us that surely he must be coming soon. Okay, I want to go to Ezekiel 36 and 24. And I want you all to do a lot of your studying also in Ezekiel, Isaiah, and Jeremiah, because they will bless you with the words. Okay, in Ezekiel 32 and verse 24, it says, "And I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of the countries and will bring you into your own land." That is for sure. That is for sure. That is real. This is what the Most High is going to do to a people that are his servant. These are servants of the Most High Yah that are in the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah that has been in captivity, okay, and has been scattered throughout the countries. These are servants of the Most High Yah. Many of them have got out, are not on, how would I say it? Many of them are not on the right path, but yet he knew that he sent them down to be servants of the Most High Yah. Okay? Now, let's go to Ezekiel 34. In Ezekiel 34 and verse 11 through 13, Ezekiel 34, verse 11 through 13, it reads, "For thus said Ahiah, behold," that means look, y'all, look, "I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep." See, everybody thinking we're all sheeps. We're all children of Yah, and we're all sons of Yah. People don't understand because they don't want to. They want you to teach them good news 100% of the time, but you have to see the darkness before you can see the light. Let's say that again. You have to see the darkness before you can see the light. But to see the darkness and then see the light, then you can see the difference. You see? And you can't just assume that, okay, all is well, everything is good, he's coming to get us, and everything's good. No, you got to own that thing. You got to own the wickedness, the darkness that's down here. You got to own that. When you're able to own that, then you are the one that he's coming for. 99.9 don't own. I'm telling you, they don't own it. That's why he said it's going to be like the days of Noah, and how the evil and wicked, the imagination of evil and wicked continually, you see, the imagination was wicked and evil continually. So you got to own the fact that it is a mess down here. And this is what I was explaining to y'all about owning Deuteronomy 28. When we own that thing, here he come. But we're not owning it because we're in the flesh is owning it. We're owning it in the spirit because it's set for him to come to get what is his. And I believe as a prophetess that it's once we own that thing, own it and leave it there. We can't do nothing with it, but own it. That means own up to the fact that the Most High is 100% truth and we are lies. That's it. And everything that speaks about the times to come is truth. It is what Yah is about to do, what Yah have done. But see, what happened is people throw away all the things that he has prophesied that has happened and that is going to happen, and they just looking for the light. And they thinking that they've been in the light, but yet I'm looking for the light. They got to own that darkness, then walk on up in that light. You got to own the darkness. That means the evil thoughts, the evil wickedness. Own that thing so you can repent. And you can sit and wait for the light that's going to come get you while you walking therein. But see, a lot of people are not in that. They're just like the days of Noah. Okay? Now, these days of Noah is not the days of, let me explain something to you. The days of Noah is not the days like unto, these days are not going to be like the days of when he come to take us out of Deuteronomy 28 and bring us to our land. You see? Those days that he's going to take us out is still like Deuteronomy 28. Own that thing. Own that thing. Stop trying to make him a lie. Own that thing, and then you'll know, wait a minute, if I own it because somebody say I own it, do I own it? No. You own it when you feel it. When you feel Deuteronomy 28 in its fullness, and you'll see that here the end game to Deuteronomy 28. Here it is. Here it is right here. Destroy. Man can only destroy certain parts that Yah would allow. But ain't nothing that's destroyed that Yah can't repair. Nothing. So it's nothing wrong with being destroyed. It's, wait a minute, who is doing the destroying? You look back at it and you say, wait a minute, in Deuteronomy 28 end game, it says that until they are destroyed. Until they are destroyed. Wait, hold up, who's doing this? The Most High Yah. But yet this same one is saying until they are destroyed. He's the same one coming up to pull hens out. Like Ezekiel 36 and 24. He coming for what is his and taking them to the promised land. But what is he going to do? He's going to destroy it first. That's the end game of Deuteronomy 28 that they refuse to teach you all. And when he destroy it, he coming to get it and take it to the other side. That's what he's doing. And the other side is the side of the promised land. Now, when you go to Ezekiel chapter 34 and verse 11, for thou said, Ahiah, behold, I, even I, will both search the sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep. See, he's telling you in the day that the shepherd seeks out his flock, in the day that he is among his sheep. That's when Yeshua. See, Yeshua is coming and seeking out his sheep on the four corners of the world. That's the day when he bring them up out of the world and take them to the kingdom before the throne. That's Yeshua. Okay? And this is what he's saying. Listen to this. He said in verse 12, as a sheep, he giving you the parable of what it's like unto. As a sheep seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep. That's Yeshua. When he and the angels on the four corners is going to come and get what belongs to him. But they're going to bring him to the heaven. He's separating that from when he's going to take hens that are scattered amongst the country and take them to the promised land. He's just telling you it's going to be like unto how Yeshua is going to come to the four corners with the angels and pull up out what belonged to him. Okay? And he's showing you that he is going to do it like unto that sheep, which is Yeshua, the shepherd, which is Yeshua, taking his sheep up high. Okay, so when people telling you about the rapture, a lot of you all don't understand what the rapture really is. And that's why they can't really tell it like it's really told, because so many people are teaching it and preaching it out of order to confound and confuse people. But the truth of the matter, there is going to be a form of of a rapture, if you could say. I wouldn't call it a rapture when Yeshua and his angels going to be in four corners, to the four corners of the earth, and they're going to bring out what belongs, which is the sheep. They're going to bring them up and out. They're not going to be on the earth anymore. So that is like unto some people thinking a rapture, but they don't understand you're not going anywhere. These are those who are found under the Lamb. You know, they came from him, and they're going to return back to him. So when you get down here and clowning and faking it till you make it, you can go on the play and fake it till you make it. People don't understand. Y'all already know who's who and what's what, who's coming back and who's going down. He already know. Okay. So I like here in Ezekiel 34, it says, as a shepherd seek out his flock. That's Yeshua. In the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. Now watch this here. So will I. Now the Father speaking. He's telling you how he's going to bring the scattered out. It's going to be like unto when Yeshua time come, and he's bringing out his sheep that are scattered all over the world on the four corners. He said in verse 12, it says, so will I seek out. See how he separate himself from the Son of Man and separate himself. The Father separate himself. You see that? He said, so will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark days. So when you hear Sister Deborah constantly tell y'all, do you see what time it is? It's in the hour. We in pitch darkness. We in the dark days. We in the midnight hour. That's what Sister Deborah is talking about. And here it is. You can see what is being said. Now listen to here. Two power punches is in verse 12. He's explaining to you when Yeshua is coming on the four corners, and him and the angels to go to bring up, to take out what belongs to him. Okay. The same way he's going to do with the house of Israel and the tribe of Judah that is scattered upon the earth. He's going to come get them and take out of those that are scattered. A lot of people thinking that everybody, all these 12 tribes, so many nations is caught up in who tribe is this tribe. I think the tribe of Judah need to sit there loud mouth, ugly mouth, sick mouth, wicked mouth down, but they're not, because they're coming to destroy their own tribe. So they ain't gonna stop. So they're gonna continue, okay? Because they're coming to fulfill Deuteronomy 28, destroy. Okay, so destroy. Deuteronomy 28 end game is to destroy, and that's what the loudmouth Judah is doing. Destroying from the inside. See, y'all thinking they destroying y'all from the outside. No, they did destroying y'all from the inside, from the bloodline. That's what you see out on the streets today. Okay, so here in Ezekiel chapter 34, you see where the example is showing you how Yeshua is going to do a mission of seeking out his flock, which he's going to be the shepherd, and he's seeking out the sheep. But if you look carefully, and you need to highlight this because this is showing you too, it's showing you who Yeshua is going to, what Yeshua is going to do, and what Yah is going to do. And here it says, here go Yah. So I will seek out my sheep. He just telling you, just like Yeshua going to seek out his, he going to seek out his sheep, and will deliver them out of all the places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark days. See, that's where we're at today. That's what you need to be seeking out. That's what you need to be looking and paying attention to what is being said. See, and you thinking you ain't in the darkness and in the midnight hour, You don't think you're in the midnight hour. You don't think you're in darkness. I like what he says here. He says, scattered in the cloudy and dark day. Wicked and evil, y'all. And verse 13, and it says, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountain of Israel by the rivers and in all the inhabited places of the country. Y'all gonna take care of you real good. But he got to get you out, y'all. He got to get you out. So I want to bring some hope that it ain't over till it's over. But before it's over, way before all this other stuff take place, you're going to be up and out. Okay? So I don't believe that you're going to be the people of the sheep of Yah. See, he's telling you he got his sheep. He told you right here in verse 12. Look how he separated himself from Yeshua. See, y'all don't see that. Y'all can see, this is what I was saying. You all don't see how Yeshua just did an excellent job. That's just it. That's just it. Yeshua did an excellent job of doing the will of the Father. He came in and came out and did what he's supposed to do. And here it shows you the separate from the sheep in verse 12, how the sheep that represents the Son of Man, and how the Son of Yah, which is Yah himself, and his power is going to come. And it says in verse 12, so I will seek out my sheep. He said, I will seek out mine, like Yeshua is going to seek out his in the days. Okay, so he's telling you, Yeshua is after. This is not Yeshua. This is Yeshua's days is totally after. Okay, but this day that we're in, we're about the one he said he's going to seek his out of the scattered in the cloudy, dark days. See, y'all don't think y'all in dark days. Y'all think y'all in the days of party. You hear these people, these prophets and these prophets coming up. This is the day of prospering, and for you to get, why? Why are they saying these things? It's because they have made so much money lying to you. Just imagine the multitude of people that gets on their platforms. Listen to them. Do you know, or no, you really don't. This is what people want. And because they want it so bad, they support them financially. They support them even showing up to their page. Look at their darkness, but they support them. This is the difference between those that support the darkness and those who do not and have refused to support the light. They feel that, okay, the darkness can get supported, and the dark news that they are feeding the people, they can support them. But the one that's in the light, speaking spirit and truth, they get not supported. They get talked about saying they are not supported. You go back in the scriptures and you find all the disciples, they were supported. They were supported. But we are in such an evil day, y'all. We are in such an evil day. It says here, a cloudy and dark day. I like that. Matter of fact, I love that. See, I never saw that as to something I can hold on to. I always called it darkness and midnight hour, and we in darkness, and but now just hearing it. And when I heard it in Ezekiel 34 and verse 12, where you could see somebody is saying something that's not the power of flesh and blood, because it separated Yeshua from the Father and told you there's going to be two acts that's going to take place. Yeshua going to take up his, and I'm going to bring out mine. He's bringing his out of the countries that's scattered and taking them to the promised land. But in verse 12 shows you the power of the two. See how people get it mixed up? And that's how you understand where you are walking in spirit and truth, when you're able to rightly divide that thing. What is truth? The truth of the matter, the Son of Man is one, and the Son of Yah is another. But they just came to work as one unity, because this is the Father's will. That's why he said a man and a woman become one. We don't want to see the oneness. We want to separate them and say this one is for this and this is for them. No, he said them in the beginning. He didn't say him. He didn't say just her. He said them. And if you think for 1 minute he's going to skip Genesis 1 and 2 and do it the way man has created it on this earth, you go on and think that. That's why you lost. Okay, so in verse 13, Ezekiel 34 and verse 13, it says, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their land and feed them upon the mountains, hallelujah, of Israel by the rivers and in the inhabited places of the country. This is for sure. This is the part where you give him glory and you hope for. See, this is the part you hope for, that you be found in that number. That you be found in that number. So when people say you need to get your house in order, if it's not your spiritual house, what house is it? A lot of people think they're materialistic house. Get the things you need and what you're going to need to eat and how you're going to, and he's telling you, come on, you're going to go with me. I'm going to bring you and I'm going to feed you. I'm going to take care of you. But see, a lot of people teaching, they preach, get your house in order. What is my house? 99 trillion don't even know what their house is. Their true house is their spirit. And if you don't get that in order, you messed up from the floor. And because man never taught you that that is the true house, is where Yah abide in and where he come into, that's what you should be focusing on. Because even in that house, it teaches you the spiritual gifts and the things with your spirit from that side. But the house of your flesh and the house you live in, because you got gardens and you got land. Oh, no, baby, that ain't it. And 99.9, the Father said, ain't even their land. They leasing it. They an option to buy it. So they still lying to you all. But let's continue. When you get to Ezekiel 28, you all need to read over and 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 over. Ezekiel 34, verse 11 through 13. That's some hope, y'all. That's some hope for tomorrow. You go to Ezekiel chapter 28. When you go to Ezekiel 28 and verse 25 and 26, it reads, Ezekiel 28, verse 25 and 26. Thus said Ahiah, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall sanctify in them in the sight of the heathen. Okay? Sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. And so when he gather us, he's going to sanctify us, separate us. So the heathen's going to automatically recognize that, wait a minute, these people are being sanctified, meaning separated for a reason. Okay? Now watch this here. And it says, let's go back to 25. Thus said Ahiah, when I shall gather the house of Israel from the... Now you see here where it says, thus said Ahiah. And when it says, Yah said, this is when it proceeds out of his mouth in book. You see what I'm saying? But in spirit, it can proceed out of his mouth to you, the understanding. But when you read it in his book, you have to know that this is what Yah said, not what man said. Okay? Now here in verse 25, it says, and thus said Ahiah, when I shall gather the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall sanctify, means separate them in the sight of the heathens. I'm going to tell you something about that sight. Then shall they dwell in the land that I have given to them, to my servant Jacob. So see, that's why I try to explain to y'all. Y'all don't understand Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You don't understand David. You don't understand Solomon. You don't understand none of them. Y'all don't understand who's who and what's what. Because by the Spirit are you taught spirit and truth. You've been taught by man and not by the Spirit who teaches spirit and truth. You see, and this is what is happening, and it's almost setting up that this is the separation right here. Those who know spirit and truth versus those who know nothing but what man has taught them. Big difference. So I want to share with you because I love this part. I love this. And when I read and I see things in the verses that needs to leap out to you all, I want to cover it. I want this to leap out to you all. And it says, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. Servant. I've spoken in the last probably 6 or 7 videos about the servants of Yah is whom he's coming to get. Jacob was a servant. A servant is he that is branded with righteous belief, faith, and fear. He's already in the Lamb Book of Life. He comes down to serve the Most High Yah. How does he serve? He served as the seed of the Spirit. The bloodline seed of the Spirit. He came down in the blood line of the flesh. But his purpose was to be a servant for the Spirit. That's why he said, he that is born of a spirit is spirit. He that is born of the flesh is flesh. Because when you're born the first time out of your mother's womb, that's the flesh. But what is in you, your spirit is either born of the flesh to follow the flesh, or it is born of the Spirit to follow the Spirit. That's what born of the flesh and born of the Spirit means. It's not talking about you born as a male or a female out of your mother's womb. That's one birth. But the birth, when it's trying to say which way were you born to do your act here on the earth, is it the flesh or is it the Spirit? Sister Deborah was born of the Spirit because I am a servant of the Most High. So I came as a servant of the Most High Yah, just as Jacob is a servant. You see what I'm saying? Just as Abraham was a servant, just as Isaac was a servant. Those are spiritual bloodline seed. See, there's 2 seeds. See, y'all didn't know that. I keep trying to tell y'all. It's 2. It's not the same. So therefore, again, when you are born, we're all born in the natural flesh. But when it says you are born of the Spirit or you're born of the flesh, he's letting you know in the realm of eternal. Your spirit comes down to do exactly what your flesh tells it to do. Or do your spirit come down serving Yah? Because it is branded by Yah. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. So when he calling out born of the Spirit or born of the flesh, that's a spiritual connection to those that are chosen, those that are elect, those that are servants, to know what he's meaning. You all would know because you're thinking, oh, we all born of the flesh. Oh, now they accepted the Most High Yah. Now they're born of the Spirit. No, baby. No one's born of the Spirit come down here to the earth, born of the Spirit on the earth. They're born of the Spirit from heaven. Okay. Okay. So this here, I love this here because here it is. Here is showing you here, and dwell in the land that I that I have given. I have given to my servant Jacob. So Jacob is still detached in the spiritual realm to this land. Do y'all get it? Abraham is still detached to this land because this is a spiritual connection. Y'all taking you back to this land. It's a spiritual thing, y'all. Jacob was a spiritual servant. I am a spiritual servant. So that's why the rejection and the negative and the fakeness will come around until they can think they can make it. But when Sister Deborah speaks spirit and truth on top of it, then that's when you know where the wheat separate itself from the tare, and the tare take off from the wheat, because it knows now truth has revealed itself unto them. Okay, so in verse 26 it reads, and let's read 25 because I want you to get the hope for tomorrow. Ezekiel 28 and 25. Thou said, Ahiah, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, and shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen. So the heathen's going to see us that are sanctified, separated. Okay? And they're going to see, then shall they dwell in their land that I have given to my servant Jacob. And believe it or not, those that hear he is taken out. That's why it's a small remnant, because a lot of you all are okay in all these crimes these men of the Judah is doing. You are okay in all the wicked and evil that they're doing. You're okay in all the hate that the Pastor Dowd, Pastor Jennings, all of them are teaching and preaching, and all T.D. Jakes, they line up, all of them line up together because they teaching hate. They teaching abomination. They teaching lust. They teaching adultery. They teaching sin at a level that's off the chain. So this is what I'm saying. Let them rest in what they continue to teach and preach. Let them be. But know that Yah know who his servants are. He's not going to bring a bunch of trash to a land that he given his servant Jacob, because they are the servants that came down from heaven that was given this land. And that's who's going to return back to the land. Okay. So it says in verse 28, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. So see why they're building houses and building. Whenever you see people building things, and a lot of them are building with bricks and getting prepared for the war. They don't know to the capacity, because you all out there hear them building and got money to build, and they're robbing people. There's women in their camp that need checkups and need dental work, that needs medical care. They don't get none of that. Why? Because when you are under the mighty hand of a loudmouth man that rules from the front of the door to the back, and he have manipulated the minds of the men to think that it's about ruling and being leaders and kings and rulers, those are the first one fall. Why? Because they want to stand at the front door and the back door pretending they mighty. Y'all say he's going to bring the mighty men down. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 25. Oh, he's going to do it. Just like I'm telling you what he's going to do here. Don't mark my word. Mark his spirit. And when he says it, he's going to do it. Okay. So here in verse 26, Ezekiel chapter 28, and I'm speaking on 25 and 26. I think I might have been saying Isaiah, but it's Ezekiel. In verse 26 of Ezekiel chapter 28, 28, verse 36. And it reads, and they shall dwell safely therein, and shall build houses and plant vineyards. Yea, they shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgment upon all those that despise them around about. And they shall know that I am a higher. They're a higher. Now, see, that's beautiful. He's letting you know you're going to live in some peace, y'all. So that's where your hope is at. So that's where you build up that's why he said build up your treasures in the heavens. That means you trusting in him and making sure that he's going to do what he do, and to give you the nourish and the spirit and truth that you need today to be able to hold on to that hope. You build up on it, because that's that hope that's helping you build up on the hope for tomorrow. But see, what happens is people are not getting that, okay? Because they're getting it, but they're not getting it. They're getting it and trashing it in the order and out of greed and out of want and me, mine's. I want more, but I'm not getting it to build up my treasures in heaven. I'm getting it to build up on my feelings and my emotions on earth. So here I like this because it's forming you that he's going to get what belongs to him, and he's going to take them up out of here, and he's going to take care of them. And I like how he said, and they shall build houses and they shall build vineyards, because he wants you to understand all this building they doing here in this United States is because they really don't trust who he say he's going to be, because no one is building up from the inside. That's the true house. Getting their house ready from the inside. Instead, they getting it ready from the outside and telling you that by them building and planting and doing all the things that they're doing, they're getting their house in order. But that's not the house. The house is within you. It's your spirit, you guys. You got to start getting it in order. See, and what they thinking is, when I got to build up my treasures here on earth by supporting all the stuff that remains here on earth and not supporting those that Yah has sent to keep you built up on hope for tomorrow, for the promise. People who goes up against the servants of Yah are not a part of the servants, nor are they the servants. You see? They are separate. They are the people who needs to continue to build up on the earth and think that you building up in the heaven, because you got on earth. So I like that. So I like how the hope is really there. The hope is so there. The hope of tomorrow. Let's go to Isaiah 39. Isaiah 39. Let's see if there's some more hope for tomorrow. The hope for tomorrow. And Isaiah, no, I'm saying Isaiah, Ezekiel. Yeah, I've been saying Isaiah, I think. Ezekiel chapter 39. Ezekiel chapter 39. And I've been saying Isaiah. I meant to say Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 27 and 28. And it reads, let's go to 27. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and I'm sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. See, they're going to see us separated. And the nation knows that, hey, for them people to get from here to here, all of them from different four corners, only one can separate them like that is the Most High Yah. They're going to automatically know we are sanctified by Yah. Set aside. Verse 28. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 28. Then shall they know, see, that I am Ahia, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. See, they're going to know that, okay, so they were just over here. They are Yah's, but they were just over here. Yah brought them to the heathens to be in captivity. He said the heathens going to know that. They're going to know it. Okay? But I have gathered them unto my own land, to their own land, and have left none of them anymore there. Now, none of them, you got to understand, this is where a lot of people are getting confused that everybody is going to get out of here. No, 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 no. Yah is not going to get all of Judah and the house of Israel from the four corners where they are scattered just because they were scattered. No, everybody that says, Lord, Lord, is not who you think they are. Okay? So this is the way him gathering them. He knows what belongs to him. That's why he's gathering them and not you gathering yourself. And people are saying, oh, I'm in there. I'm going. No, I love the idea where he's going. But I like in verse 28 what he says. Listen to what he says. Then shall they know that I am Ahijah their Yah, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. They're going to know when these people were led into us. They were given to us. And he took them back. This is what they're saying. But this is what he said. But I have gathered them unto their own land and have left none of them anymore there. You got to focus on them. Who is the them? It's not the whole house of Israel, the whole tribe of Judah. It's just a small remnant that are called the servants of the Most High Yah. They come down to serve the Most High Yah. Just as Yeshua, the Son of Man, he come down to serve the will of the Father. Okay? So we can go into verse 29. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 29. Neither will I hide my face anymore from them. So know now, he's hiding his face from you. Didn't I tell y'all that? How many times have I told you he's finished? You can hoop and holler all day and all night. He ain't coming. Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't believe it, did you? You don't believe it, do you? See, he's telling you right here, neither will I hide my face anymore from them. Because, see, you all don't understand the capacity of how dark it is out here, the midnight hour. He's hiding his face from you right now. But guess what? He always had that ram in the bush, which is his servants. And he told you all that. But you feel pleasured and pleased to fulfill everything in the flesh and the seed of the flesh. Then to support the things of the spirit. Then know that the wheat and the tare has already been separated. Yes, it has. Okay? And it says, neither will I hide my face anymore from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, said the Most High Yah. When he says he's poured out his spirit, he's saying when he get to the promised land, he's going to pour out his spirit upon us. He's going to clean us up. So this is the hope that we have for tomorrow. Is there hope? Yes. There's hope for tomorrow. There is hope for tomorrow. And it's beautiful because it's all coming from the mighty right hand of the Father, who we have totally forsaken in all shape, forms, and fashion. But because of what he has branded in here, he's going to bring you out. He has already invested in the move of his separating you from out of the same place he brought you to in captivity. He already have it orchestrated to separate and to bring out what belongs to him. Okay, so I, Sister Deborah, I want to go to Isaiah 65. See, it's all up in Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah, telling you how he's going to bring you out. So that's that hope, y'all. That's that hope for tomorrow. Okay? Isaiah 65, and verse 9. Let's see what this says. Isaiah 65 and verse 9. And it reads, and I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, and inherited of my mountains. See that seed? That seed that's coming out of Jacob and out of Judah, that is the seed. That is the seed of the servants. Okay? Those are the seed of the servants. That's why he called it the seed, because all of it represents him, oneness of the mountains. And my elects shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell therein. The elects has been elected, okay? And they are elected to be what? Servants. And my servants, okay? Because if you look at the word, let's go there. If you look at it, it says, and my elect. He didn't say elects. He's letting you know my power of electing shall inherit it. They are elected. What are they elected for? My servants. You see the servants got an S on it? Shall dwell there. See, you all pretty much got it kind of bent up and down, not really understanding the Most High Yah and what he really stands for in regards to the hope that one has. This is the hope of the promise of the Most High Yah. This is what you can hope for tomorrow. Okay? So let's go to Isaiah 11. I'm just showing you when Sister Deborah stays into Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, because they are prophets. I am a prophet. So I must rest in their books, in their words. Why? Because it supports everything I've been seeing. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 12. Chapter 11 and verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersate of Judah from the four corners of the earth. See, there's something's going on with Judah, and when you hear me telling Judah the things that they are doing, it is such a small remnant of Judah. I'm telling you all, Judah is off the chain on the earth today. And I just thank the Most High for already having he and sealed in his choice. And he says, assembly the outcasts. Outcast is when the world has outcast, has looked upon the outcasts of Israel and gathered together the dispensate of Judah from the four corners of the earth. This is letting you know that how the world going to see us, all the nation. And he already had it, and it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assembly an outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispensate of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So Judah really never took on the ideal of who they really were. They were so busy in the nose of other nations and other tribes till they have never recognized that they are they are the power punch leader of the whole house. But because they have done worse, and they still doing today, the remnant out of Judah is going to be small. It's not going to be everybody getting up out of here. No, you're not. All you have to do is look at Judah. Look at Judah today. And if you look at Judah and have the audacity to say all of them getting out, no, they're not. No, they're not. And nor are all of them going to enter into the kingdom. Okay, so I want to just take one more verse out of, I got a lot of them, y'all, out of Jeremiah 31. But I just want you all, if you ever want to seek some hope for tomorrow, you can go and speak to Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah and hear their words of comfort. of hope for tomorrow, of the promise of the Most High Yah. Okay. Now, when you go into Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10, these promises really help you, really do. They really do. They help you to look forward to tomorrow in a better place, in a better mindset, in a better feeling. No more pain, no more suffering, no more evil and hate and wicked, no more killing. Why? Because where Yah is planning on taking you to the promised land, it's the land that he has promised his servant Jacob. It's the same land. So he's going to take you there, and there will you get the peace that you need. Okay. When you go to Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10, and this is going to be the last verse, it speaks of, hear the word of Ahiam, O ye nations, and declare it in the idols afar off, and say, he that scattered Israel will gather him. See, he that scattered Israel will gather him. And it's kind of, and I find it to be very sad that we've been over here 400 and some odd years and haven't owned up to the curse itself, haven't owned and felt and salute and claim Deuteronomy 28. It's a sad thing. And this is why you see a lot of things that's taking place because they disowned Deuteronomy 28. They only want to take out the yoke around the neck, the slave ship, and the oppressed. That's it. They don't want to take it and look at it from the front to the back to the front, and see the care and the give and gave he had for us in the beginning, and the warning he set before us before he allowed us to be taken into this captivity. But here in Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10, hear the words of Ahiam, O ye nations, and declare it in the idols, afar off, and say, he that scattered Israel will gather them and keep them as a sheep doeth his flock. See, that's that hope. That's the hope for tomorrow. And if you don't show today that you have hope that is coming, then you can't teach other generations. What they're teaching other generations of children is the other generations, they're teaching the young people and the young men and the young women wicked, evil, hate, adultery, abomination, lust, murdering, killing. All those things are they manifesting to the young generation. That's what they're giving them. That's what they're feeding them. And this is why you see it repeating over and over and over and still going on today. A lot of things you see your nation, the tribe of Judah in the house of Israel, let's say the tribe of Judah doing over in their land of their captive, a lot of times they haven't even understood that you were like that in the promised land. That's why you in captivity. Your forefathers were doing exactly what you're doing over here. They were doing it in the promised land on holy ground. So here they are in this land of their captives still doing it. And if you think for 1 minute, why would Yah come get you? And there has not been a change. There has not been a feeling of repentance or remorse or saluting the idea that the Deuteronomy 28 was the curse was needed. It was a great idea. It was a wonderful idea. You salute it in its beginning to its end. You salute the end game of it. You salute everything about it. See, but no one has done that. They won't do it because they don't agree with it, because it's saying some pretty firm things at the end. But the end is the only way you're going to get out. When it get to the point where enough in Yah has saluted Deuteronomy 28, then he's going to take his out. Because at that point, they're going to see that we are destroyed. We are a people. Right now, you got many of men and women trying to make things right on this earth in this captivity. They trying to make you have land and food and clothing and building and selling out of greed. And it's all for them and themselves, y'all. It's not for no one else. Now, if you're not in a clique, if you're not on a camp or a ground where they're stealing to rob, to build these things and make you think it's them buying it, they doing this, they doing that. They're stealing and killing to gain what they're having. And you can kill spirits. You can destroy someone's spirit. That's when a lot of people don't understand. That's a form of killing. It's when you can destroy the part of an individual that returned back to the Most High Yah. And a lot of them thinking if I can kill your body. That's why he said, don't be worried about who can kill your body. That's not who you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about he that can kill the both, your body and your spirit. There are those that's out there trying to kill, that are working on killing and have destroyed people's spirit to where they just remain right there because they don't see no hope in nothing else. That's how bad it is, y'all. Teaching them hate. Anytime a person can teach you hate toward another female or another male, something is sick with them. Something is demonic and wicked. So Sister Deborah, wanted to just share with you some hope for tomorrow, because there is lots of hope for tomorrow. And as I speak of myself in this hope, I have some feeling that I might be one that walk over with the Most High Yah taking me to the promised land. But right now, I'm getting my house in order, my spirit being. And what he does the best. If he allowed me and suffered me to live to see that, praise the Most High Yah. But if he takes me home, my goal is to build up treasures in the heavens by speaking spirit and truth and giving people the truth of the matter that he rules. He is the greatest. He is the excellent one. He is the wonderful one. He is the perfect one. He is the most powerful in the heavens, on the earth, and every side of anything and everything that exists. He is. He is. Not only is he is, he was. And not only is he is and he was, he's going to be, because that's what he's going to throw down on. So I, Sister Deborah, just want to give him the glory and the praises for who he is and who he's going to be. And the hope rests in him, not Sister Deborah. My treasures are being built like your treasures is being built on in the heavens while I'm here on the earth. Me speaking spirit and truth, giving the light to people, that's building treasures in the heaven. That's building treasures. And me, myself, I think I have explained my whole life has been one that gives. I don't have to justify it, clarify it, or identify it to anyone. The deed itself speaks for itself. All I can say, if I had to go, I know that my mom and probably my children would say, my mother would give her head away, because I have always been a creator to be a giver. And I just thank the Father that I'm not living to take and to steal and to fake. I just thank the Father for that. So I give him all praise and glory for who he is. And now I hope that you have some hope for tomorrow. Shalom. Shalom.